Victorian literature is one of the most important and most flourished literature in the history of English literature. And the 19th century, that is the latter half of the 19th century, that is a group of new poets, young writers and young artists who appeared, and with their coming, the old controversy of Victorian poetry about faith, science, that is nature and industrialization subsided. These new poets, known as the pre-Raphaelite poets, were essentially romanticists, and with them romanticism returned to England. Pre-Raphaelite or the pre-Raphaelitism actually means a certain type of painting in imitations of the great Italian painters who flourished before the time of Raphael, and who were said to be simple, sincere and also devoted. The term was first used by a group of German artists who had worked together with the idea of restoring art to medieval purity and simplicity, and this term is now generally applied to a group of young writers, young painters like D.G. Rossetti, C.G. Rossetti, and this group is known as the pre-Raphaelite group of young artists. Like C.G. Rossetti, Christina Rossetti, born in 1830 and died in 1894. Dante's sister, D.G. Rossetti, was a prominent pre-Raphaelite poet known for her narrative poems like Goblin Market. Another work, The Blessed Damozel, written by Rossetti in his early youth, is a fine specimen of pre-Raphaelite art and Rossetti's technical power. D.G. Rossetti, 1828 and 1882, was a both painter and a poet known for his sonnet and other poems. Apart from C.G. Rossetti, D.G. Rossetti, William Morris also important. William Morris, whose stories, his gift of storytelling is remarkable, and the life and death of Jason, the earthly paradise are important writing. Other features of pre-Raphaelite drew inspiration from medieval art and literature, evident in their choice of subject styles. They condemned strongly the mechanized style in painting then in vogue, and rather preferred individuality and naturalness to make art much more true, free and graceful. Pre-Raphaelite painters that originated in painting appeared in the poetical world in course of time in the Victorian age. In the latter half of the 19th century, under the impact of Industrial Revolution, and pre-Raphaelite poetry appeared with the basic endeavor to unify poetry and painting. The pre-Raphaelites had a strong connection with nature, and the pre-Raphaelite poets come in an age when trouble with social and moral speculations are significant, are remarkable and almost seen. The relations between religious and science, faith, that is rationality, mysticism, materialism was the key question of that era, of this age. So the pre-Raphaelites, however, did not participate in the great debate of the age. They kept themselves apart from and aloof from the conflict from between faith and materialism, from the growing social problems, issues of Victorian life and society, and they kept themselves from away from Tennyson's spiritual convictions like Browning's optimistic views, Arnold's criticisms of life, and Newman's faith in the old religious order. The pre-Raphaelite poets, in fact, appear above everything else artists, and their main target art. Another element in pre-Raphaelite poetry, that is love for beauty. So they are great poetic that is and the artistic creativity and that is beauty is truth and truth is beauty. This concept also implied that is applied in their works. Another work or the writer like Swinburne, Patmore are also significant, and Patmore's The Angel in the House, a sequence of poems on a modern courtship and marriage, also important. Pre-Raphaelite poetry constitutes much of Victorian poetry. Victorian literature is found to have flown in a diverse direction and diverse manifestation. Uh, Thanks for watching and listening this video and following this video. Happy learning, wishing you all the very best. Happy learning once again. Have a good day to all of you. Thank you so much for your patience.